Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. And today we're going to try and graph y equals the absolute value of x squared plus 7x plus 12. Now the question is, what does the graph look like and why does it look the way it does? So I guess the first thing to do is to set out how we arrive at the main points of interest on this graph. Well, there's not a great deal of mystery to this. The 12 here is the y-intercept, so we'll put that in there. This is not to scale. 12, and if we factorize this within the within these two lines, what we get is we get x plus 3 and x plus 4, and we're still in the business of making these equal 0 in order to find what the x-intercepts are. So we have two x-intercepts, one at -3 on the x-axis and one at -4. And so far there's nothing particularly odd about this. Now we come to the matter of the absolute value. Well, you can define the absolute value as the distance from 0 of an integer, positive or negative. And because we're talking about distance, the result is always positive. So if we're looking at positive values of y, we can say that our graph looks like this, where x is greater than 3. If we put -2 into this, we get a value here that's positive. We leave it alone. Over here, we have something similar. So if we put -5 into our graph, we'll get a value about here, and again that's positive. If we were graphing this as if it were an ordinary function, it didn't have the little extra thing there about absolute value, what our graph would look like is it would look like this. Now, what is the distance from 0 of this point? Well, it's a positive value. So what ends up happening is the negative values of y are translated, for want of a better term, into something positive. And our graph looks like this. Now I hope that made sense. If you want a shortcut to this, basically everything below the x-axis gets flipped. Put it that way. Now the reason that it gets flipped is because what we're dealing with is the distance of the value generated by this function from 0. And the distance is whatever this distance is. But distance, having magnitude, is positive. And that is the reason that this graph looks like this. Everything that you would normally find on a graph will be exactly the same, but for one thing. We still have a midpoint here, but we have a midpoint of x, whatever that is, and whatever the other value is, it's going to be positive y. That's not plus y, it is positive y. So if you've got a negative here, it becomes a positive. So negative y becomes positive y. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.